Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Caterina, or Cat for short. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is your guides are helping with your heart's desire. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you to your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone ever reaches out to you, just know that is not me. All right, your guides are helping you with your heart's desire. Can we have a card for group number 1, please? I see this one sticking out. Can we have a card for group number 2, please? And this one is sticking out. Can we have a card for group number 3, please? And this one is sticking out. All right, group number 1, you have Elephant, Greatness. Love is your strength, leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. And you have the Kyanite crystal. Group number 2, you have Tiger, Fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. And you have the Sodalite crystal. Group number 3, you have Hummingbird Miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. And you also have the Goldstone. The green Goldstone, to be exact. Please take your time choosing your card or cards. It's perfectly fine to choose more than one if you're drawn to more than one, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the Kyanite crystal, and your card is Elephant, Greatness. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. Okay, so I feel like this is your guide here, just clearing the way for you to move forward with whatever your heart's desire is and allowing abundance to come in. So I feel like your path is being cleared, okay? And I feel that you are very, very protected as you go forward, okay? So I feel like nothing will stop you from achieving your dreams. Nothing will stop you from getting to where you want to go, okay? There's a lot of good luck, a lot of abundance that I'm feeling with this. And I feel also that the idea that you have is a very strong idea, okay? It seems to be a very healthy, robust idea where like it's very strong. So either you've put a lot of thought into this idea or it's carrying with it a lot of strength. So once you do start working toward this idea, it's like very, very strong. The energy around your group is just very strong, very, very protected, okay? In the wild, there is not much that can take down a healthy adult elephant, okay? So I feel like your idea and your path forward with this idea is just like that, okay? So you will definitely overcome any little obstacles that you may have on your path. Definitely. And another thing I'm hearing is don't let critics stop you. So if somebody says, oh, that's a crazy idea, like, why are you going to pursue that? Or if somebody, you know, if you have someone who has negative feedback for you, don't let that stop you, okay? Don't let anything like that stop you, because you have a good idea. And if you don't have a plan yet, I feel like you will have a very, very good plan coming up in the future. All right, what else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Group number 1, oh, okay. These two? Okay. I thought I was gonna shuffle more, but those cards really stood out to me. So let's see what we have. See, you have goals and teacher guides. So you see how powerful this card is? I feel like this is the energy that you are giving off into the universe right now. And then the universe, your spirit guides this is also their energy protecting you, clearing a path forward for you to carry out this goal that you have, okay? Whatever your heart's desire is. And, here, this could be something that you've been working on for a very long time, something that you've been perfecting, something that is a passion of yours, okay? Now, the thing that's really standing out to me with this card and this card is leadership is your path. So I'm picking up some of you are going to be teaching something to other people, or offering something, some kind of like guidance, or helping people somehow. Some of you are going to be building like a company. Some of you might be taking a passion of yours and kind of transforming it from something that was just a hobby to something that's a side hustle, to something that's a full-time business, to something that is a very successful business, okay? So I feel that whatever it is that you're doing, there's like these levels or steps that you're taking where you keep advancing, and then you advance more and more and more and more, okay? So very, very powerful, whatever this is that you are doing or will be doing. Limitation, nature, spirits, and number 44. Okay, so this is really interesting because it says limitation, nature, spirits. So your guides would be helping you with any limitation that you perceive or any limitations that are actually real, right? Especially with your elephant card over here. Remember, it says you can overcome any problem, okay? Now, what's also interesting about this card, first of all, it's number 44. So that number might have significance to you. But also, this person has wings, okay? So what that is showing me is that you can fly, you can make this happen. You just may need a little bit of guidance, okay? So I feel also with this limitation, here, there's a planet here, right? So that tells me that there is no limit, right? This, they say the sky's the limit, but I feel that doesn't even apply here. I feel like you can go even beyond the sky. You can go out into space with your idea. So something about whatever this is that you're doing, I feel like it could go global. And I'm seeing, and I saw this earlier too with the goals card, some of you may like develop some sort of program or something like that where people can learn from you, where it's like they would go to your website and they would purchase like level 1 and then level 2 and then level 3, where you have like these teaching modules or something like that. Obviously that's very, very specific, but the thing that could apply to everybody is it going global. Whatever this is that you are working on or working toward, it can go global in the sense where you're reaching an audience all across the world. It could go global in the sense that you're selling things across the world, or that global that I'm feeling, that I'm picking up, could just be how wide of a reach you will have or how successful you will be, stating or meaning that you can take this as far as you want to go. Like there's literally no limit, okay? Now, this limitation could also be circumstances that you have been dealing with, which has limited you pursuing your goals, okay? And what Spirit is saying very, very clearly here regarding that is that any problems that you've had will be resolved. Any difficulties that you've had trying to get something off the ground, if you've had any personal difficulties that have held you back, those are going to be resolved and disappearing for you as you go forward. So don't let anything here hold you back, especially if it's just a feeling of where you're giving yourself limiting beliefs. Okay, Spirit says have confidence that you can take this idea as far as you want to go. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Oh, okay, no, that's too many. Let's do these two because my fingers are actually on these two. Yeah, okay, because that was a lot. So let's see what you have here. See, you have listen to your heart, number 7, awaken psychic abilities, tune into the infinite. Okay, so this is really interesting to me because it's right next to limitation. And I was also just talking about if you have limiting beliefs about yourself, about your skills, about your voice, about your reach, about your idea, your goal, whatever it is, get rid of that right now. Okay, because you need to listen to your heart. You need to follow whatever your heart's desire is. Isn't this interesting that the title today, our topic is Your Guides Are Helping with Your Heart's Desire. And this says, listen to your heart. This is also number 7, which corresponds to the Chariot card in the tarot deck. So that is showing me once again that you can take this idea as far as you want to go, okay? There's a rainbow here. There's also a snake on this tree here and the star. I mean, this is such a successful card for you here. So as far as you want to go, you set your own limits, okay? The universe is opening up the path for you at this elephant. There's so much abundance waiting for you. So yeah, Spirit says just go forward. Like, I'm excited for you. Spirit is excited for you. All right, Unicorn Portal, focus your light, listen for a message. It's also number 38. So listen for a message. I feel the universe is going to give you a message. I also feel with Portal here, I feel that you're going to have an opportunity. You're going to have an opening. Something is going to happen to erase any doubts that you have, to erase any limitations that you've had regarding your heart's desire so far, okay? And it's interesting, it says focus your light, and here tune into the infinite, okay? Infinite possibilities. You're the only one who can prevent this success from happening, okay? There's something going on with this limitation card, and I think we might get some more information about it as we go along with your tarot cards. I feel... it feels like for some of you something happened where you feel like you might have to give up on this idea, or maybe you're in an environment that isn't very like it doesn't really offer anything, and so therefore you feel like you're very limited. Maybe you have limited finances and you need a little bit of money to get started with this particular thing. But I'm seeing those limitations being lifted, okay? So let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards, and then maybe we'll get more information about that limitation card. All right, what else can you tell us for group number 1, please? All right, are we ready? Yeah? Okay. I thought maybe I was supposed to just take that card and shuffle more, but we're ready. Okay, you have the 8 of Swords, and remember I told you the limitation card was really, really standing out to me, so this is talking about those limitations here. So let me get into the energy here. So you feel like your hands are tied behind your back, which is even worse, right? I feel that your emotions have maybe taken over a little bit, and you might be... how do I say this? Well, I'm just going to say it how it's coming through to me, and then we'll smooth it out a little bit, okay? Because what I'm seeing is that you might be coming up with scenarios in your mind of like, oh no, what if I'm not successful? What if this doesn't work? What if I can't get a loan? What if, I fail? What if this, what if that? And so you could be talking yourself out of something, okay? Or you may have been going along with your goal and then all of a sudden you came upon a roadblock with something. But what I'm seeing here is what this card is saying. You can overcome any problems, okay? So I'm seeing that the answers are going to be coming through pretty soon because you see the clouds are clearing. And also you see all the water here, but she's standing up perfectly fine in the water, okay? So even though you have what could be, some pretty heavy emotions here or worry or something like that, it's not taking you down, right? You're still standing up and you still have your wings here. So whatever this is, you're going to overcome it. And because it's really not a limitation. It may seem like it may feel like it, and it may have been a limitation in the past, but you're breaking free of that. It's just, I feel like you need to find the answers to something, and you are going to get that enlightenment. Remember, listen for a message, okay? Because there's something about this particular Eight of Swords pointing at her head, which is making me think it's like you're missing a critical piece of information or communication from someone, or how to get from point A to point B. So limitations are going to be erased. The King of Swords, this is literally erasing those limitations. The King of Swords is working through those problems, which is what we have here. You can overcome any problem. And look at all these amazing butterflies, okay? So, and not just that, right? So look at the placement here. So you have goals here where you clearly have a goal in mind because this person has two different colored belts on. So definitely, your goal is to move onward and upward with something that you enjoy doing, okay? But you feel limited for some reason because you have two limitation cards touching the goals card, okay? But then the King of Swords comes in and is touching all three of these cards. So the King of Swords is cutting through limitations. The King of Swords is communication, okay? Answers to your problems right here, okay? So this is that message that this card says to wait for or to listen for. This sword can cut this ribbon that's tying this woman, her hands here. So it's releasing that limitation. And I feel this is also like your guide, okay? Your guide helping you. It's a combination of the King of Swords and the elephant that are coming in to save the day. The Justice card, see, things are coming back into balance. And the Justice card to me can also mean that you're cutting through boundaries, you're cutting through limitations, okay? You're getting clarity on the situation. Whatever was out of balance is coming into balance. So if you only had half of the answer, okay, you're going to get the full answer. You're going to get the go ahead. Anything that was like mysteriously being kept from you in the sense of, well, I know I want to get to point B, but I don't know how to get there. Okay, you're going to get those answers. And I feel like things become much easier for you. Especially because here it says you will naturally and easily achieve success. So this limitation is on its way out. The Queen of Swords. Wow, look at the energy here. Do you see? All of these cards are swords. I mean, the Justice card clearly isn't a sword, but she has a sword. And I talked about that, right? So I just keep getting this energy that there's something in your mind, almost like a repetitive thought, because of all these swords around her head, where you're thinking the worst for one reason or another. And I'm feeling like there's a breakthrough that's coming in regarding the way you think about this situation. And that breakthrough could be from another person. Another person could have the answer for you. Another person could have alone for you. You know, whatever it is that's missing from the situation, I feel it's coming in. I feel you're getting communication from somewhere, from definitely your guides. Okay, so this could be communication coming in from your guides. This could be communication coming in from another person. But there's a huge, huge shift, okay? Look at all of the butterflies on this card as well, okay? And it's kind of like where there was once a blockage, there's no longer a blockage. So like here, when we look at the portal here, maybe you didn't see that before. Maybe it was covered by this right here on the Justice card, and now this, you know, covering is coming down, and you're seeing, oh wow, look, that's exactly what I've been waiting for there. Okay, so I'm curious what your next card is going to be. The Chariot card. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me, because, well, first of all, I mentioned the Chariot up here. Remember, listen to your heart, and it's number 7, and then we have number 7 here. So you're breaking through these limitations. Listen to your heart. So I mentioned this earlier, but I'm hearing it again. Some of you are listening like your ego is coming in, where your ego is saying, oh, be careful. You might not be successful. Be careful. What if you fail? What if this doesn't work out? Right? But your heart is saying, no, I can make this happen. I know I can. I know. Like, I just know this is my destiny, right? And so you should listen to your heart. You should go forward. And so I feel like your spirit guides are literally going to open your eyes to something. They're going to open your eyes to a solution to a problem that you have. Things will be resolved. Because some of you with the limitation, this could be something that you're overcoming within like your body. Okay, so maybe you had something like health-wise that you needed to figure out, that you needed to resolve before you can move forward. And maybe you're feeling like, oh no, this is going to prevent me from achieving my goal, from achieving my dream. And what Spirit is saying here is that this is just temporary. Okay? And Spirit is trying to get you to redirect your thoughts to your goal and to accomplishing that goal once you get everything back in order. Okay? So the Chariot, you're going to be successful. Whatever this is, your heart's desire, you're going to reach your goal. I mean, you have the Elephant over here, okay? You're going to be successful. Nothing is going to stand in your way. The Two of Wands, yeah. Okay, so with the Two of Wands, I feel like fairly soon you will either have an opportunity, well, actually probably more than one opportunity where you're going to have to make a decision. I feel that you will see movement coming up pretty soon for you. You will no longer be stuck, and you will need to decide which direction do I go from here. Now, what is interesting and why you're going to decide which direction I go from here is because you have like this, okay, the vehicle, right? The Chariot, I feel this is a vehicle that is showing up in your life, and your spirit guide is saying, hey, get in the Chariot because we're about to go toward your goal. Okay, I feel that is another thing that's happening here with the Chariot. So then you have a decision to make here with the Two of Wands. Do I want to stay here with my, like believing that I'm stuck, believing that have this limiting thing? Or do I want to take a chance and believe that I can actually make this happen? Okay, the other thing that's standing out to me with the Two of Wands is the globe here, because remember I said something could go as big as you want it to, right? There is no limit to what you can achieve with this goal that you have, your heart's desire, okay? So just keep that in mind as you go forward, that you're really due for success here. I feel like you've waited long enough. Maybe the limitation, maybe you're just waiting for a big breakthrough, okay? Maybe timing is a factor, okay? It could be that things were lining up for you and that was taking a little bit longer than you would have expected. But you know, this elephant looks like it's running, right? And then you have the chariot here, you have the chariot here. So I feel like there's a shift in the air, and I'm feeling like your guides are coming to your rescue with something, bringing something into your life that's going to help you get from that point A to point B. And then you have the 10 of Cups. I mean, this is amazing. This is so amazing because here you have achieved what you set out to achieve, and you're literally embracing what you wanted to see happen in your life. Like, it's tangible. You can see it. There's results here. Okay. And you feel so happy, so happy. Quite the opposite of the 8 of Swords. Do you see this row here? So you have a goal. Something here is blocking you from moving forward with that goal. But this is the goal card is also teacher guides. Okay, so your guides are helping you with something. Maybe you need to learn something before you can move forward with this goal. And Spirit is saying you can clearly learn it. It's not impossible. Will it be difficult? Yeah, probably a little bit, but that will not stop you from listening to your heart and pursuing, you know, something that you want to see happen in your life. Okay, so then we come down. And once you fix this limitation, look at this, you have the 10 of Cups. You have reached your goal here. So your guides are really going to help you, I feel, find the answers to what it is that you need to acquire in between point A and point B. The 9 of Swords, yeah. So this is a very interesting 9 of Swords because look right here. See how these people look like they're wearing armor, and then this person has a sword here and is clearly getting the upper hand on this one here. So there's a couple things going on here. There's actually growth happening around you. I feel like you're not seeing it yet. And I do feel, I keep picking up that this fear that you have is just a fear. It's not going to happen. Some of you may have imposter syndrome or something like that because there's so much anxiety going on here. And for others of you, it might not be imposter syndrome. It could just be that you can't, like you were going towards your goal and then all of a sudden things stopped for one reason or another. But I am clearly seeing that whatever stopped everything, that is also coming to an end. This limitation is being lifted. You are getting the upper hand on something else. So right here, you're getting the upper hand on something. The other thing, it's not getting the upper hand on you, okay? You are getting the upper hand. And why do I say that? Because you have limitation here, you have a fear here with the 9 of Swords, and in the middle, you have the King of Swords, which is clarity, information, communication, transformation, okay? So we're transforming this limitation, and then you can move forward. And maybe you really did have a limitation here. In that case, your limitation is being transformed into a memory that we have with the 9 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. Do you see what's happening in this card? These people are walking away from the swords here and going forward on this new path. This almost looks like a portal that we're seeing right here, okay? So remember with the 9 of Swords, I told you that you're winning. Right here, okay? This scene here, you're winning. And here, you're also winning. You won the battle, and now you're walking away from the battle. You're walking away from the limitation. And look, there's 2 people here. So your spirit guides are with you. They're protecting you. They're guiding you forward. Do you have all the answers to what it is that you want to achieve? Probably not. Will you have all of the answers to what you want to achieve, like before you achieve your goal? Probably not. I'm picking up that you're going to learn things along the way. You're going to come upon difficulties along the way, but those difficulties, you're going to learn things. You're going to become stronger. Your spirit guides are right there to help guide you, and you're going forward. So listen to your heart. Don't stop listening to your heart, okay? Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is right. Your intuition about this goal that you have is like you're supposed to be pursuing this, okay? So keep going. See, look at this. You have the King of Pentacles. This is one of the most successful cards in the deck. And this particular King of Pentacles is really interesting to me, especially in your reading, because look up here. See how it's kind of like in that bubble? So you know how you'll see like in cartoons or whatever it is, and you'll see like the bubble above someone's head, and you can see what they're thinking. Okay, that's what we're seeing here. So this is that vision that you have for this goal, right? Your heart's desire. And the King of Pentacles accomplishes that goal. So this is success. This is abundance. This is being very, very happy, okay? Having a great sense of stability. See, you have the Elephant, which is a very stable, grounded energy, and so is the King of Pentacles. Is it going to be easy the entire way here? Probably not. It's going to be difficult at times, and it is a slower moving energy with this King of Pentacles, but are you going to get there? Yes. And I feel that, you know, once you work through this problem, whatever it is that you have going on, things do pick up for you, but it is still kind of a slower moving energy. Now that might change with your last two cards here, but I feel like it's for you. I feel like you're enjoying the process, okay? With the goals card, I feel like you're enjoying practicing and developing plans and ideas and things like that to get you to that next belt, right? To getting your next belt. And with the Elephant, you know, the elephants go on these great journeys, but they move slowly, right? They're not running through the you know, their environment. They kind of take their time, they get there. When they get there, they have a goal in mind. Same thing with the King of Pentacles, but it's going to be worth it. This is such a successful card. The Seven of Cups. Okay, so a couple of things here. Remember earlier I mentioned if you have imposter syndrome, you should listen to your heart instead, okay? So some of you, yeah, and then remember I said also that some of you may be coming up with scenarios in your mind to kind of self-sabotage. Some of you may be doing that because, and I'm not saying everybody is doing this, okay? But some of you may be doing that because you are fearful of success, or maybe you feel because you don't have all the answers yet that, well, I might as well just give up because it looks like things aren't going to work out in my favor anyway. Okay, so I feel like something like that is going on here. Or maybe you tried this before and it didn't work out. But what I'm seeing is that there are more than one. Okay, so there's more than one option going forward. Okay, there is a shift in the air. You're very, very protected going forward. And did you see there's a mask here? So I'm feeling with this mask that things are not what they appear to be. And what that is relating to is limitations, limiting beliefs, a problem that you have that's limiting you right now. It's not what it appears to be. It's not always going to be there. And in some cases, a limitation that you may have right now is actually there to redirect you or to pause things for just a little bit in order for other things to come together. Okay, now Since we're almost done with your reading, I want to point out again, Spirit is showing me again, making sure that you remember this at the end of your reading, that you have the King and Queen of Pentacles here, and look at all of the butterflies, okay? Huge, huge, huge transformation is coming in for you, okay? And I keep seeing someone. I'm seeing someone come into your life that changes things. So this could be someone offering you, or, you know, bringing you an offer, someone who has an answer for you, something like that. And it could also just be representing your spirit guides, because we are looking, you know, talking about your spirit guides today. The Nine of Wands. Okay, this is a very appropriate card for your last card. So what this is showing me, Spirit is saying, do not give up, okay? There's one issue, one thing that you need to overcome, and then you will be in the Chariot energy, okay? For some of you, the one thing that you need to overcome is your mind and overcome the self-limiting beliefs that you have. For others of you, the thing you need to overcome is getting your body back in balance, okay? If some of you had a little health problem or something like that, getting that back into balance. Others of you just need that communication from someone, and once you get that, you can move forward. Spirit acknowledges that you're probably frustrated and tired right now, but this limitation that we're seeing with the Nine of Wands, this is coming to an end, okay? It's number 9, so that means that you're nearing the end of a cycle, and where you're going after is into this portal here, into your new beginning, and those limitations disappear. So truly what I'm seeing is there's just this one thing, and I saw this throughout your reading, that there's a limitation, not limitations, okay? There's just one thing that you need to overcome. And I love how your cards worked out, because our topic is your guides are helping with your heart's desire. And this right here is your guide clearing the way for you to move forward, okay? Leadership is your path. The King of Pentacles is a leadership card, okay? So also King and Queen of Swords. You're gonna get there, okay? So you're going to overcome these problems. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck. Hello, group number 2. You have the Sodalite, and your card is Tiger Fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Yeah, you are a force right now. And I feel like your heart's desire is something that you're very, very passionate about. And I feel that it's picking up strength. It's getting stronger. So the energies around your heart's desire are getting stronger. And I feel part of why that is because things are starting to take shape, okay? So within the environment that you're in or where you need to go, I feel things are starting to line up for you. And so with that, I feel that you can intuitively feel, you know, within your mind, within your soul, in your body, you can feel like, oh, okay, it's just about time for me to act on something, act on an opportunity, or act on phase 2 of my plan, whatever it is, right? I feel that some of you might be thinking about taking a leap of faith, and Spirit says, absolutely, go after your dreams, be fearless, okay? If this is involving like the road less traveled, where you need to take a huge risk, not just taking a leap of faith, but taking that leap of faith in a way where maybe a lot of people haven't done this before, or, you know, something like that. Spirit says it doesn't matter if no one's done it before, you can do it, okay? And, you know, it's interesting, mighty forces come to my aid down here, and we're literally looking at how your guides are helping with your heart's desire. So that's really interesting. Your guides are there to help you all along the way. And I feel like this is you here, and this is your guide right here, keeping an extra eye out on things for you. So, I mean, you're going to accomplish this, okay? Spirit says go forward with this idea or on this path. And I am picking up that once you get a certain, like once you move forward to a certain degree, it kind of takes on a life of its own, where either things just kind of take off for you and naturally start evolving, or you just intuitively know what the next step is and what, you know, step you need to take for this great success that is waiting for you. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Okay, I think you have 3. All right, so let's see what we have. Oh, interesting. So you have ending, nature, spirits, and ending with 45. See, walking on a new path. It's interesting this person has wings, and I was talking about taking a leap of faith. So what I'm hearing is don't be afraid to end certain things that need to come to an end so that you can pursue what's in your heart. Yeah, very interesting. All right, let's see what else we have. And I feel like what's coming through, well, I don't feel like what's coming through. What's coming through is that if you need help with this ending and transitioning into the new, your new goal, Spirit is there to help you with that. Wow, so you have 14 in leadership. Look at that power. Isn't this interesting? So it's leadership and higher self. So here you have ending and here you have leadership, where you're moving on from this. Definitely being bold and brave, like this card talks about. So leadership, what else is trying to come through here? Well, definitely listen to your intuition. I talked about that just a minute ago. Your intuition is definitely going to help guide you. And also look at how she has her finger pointed, saying, okay, I'm going in that direction. I'm going to make that happen. And so definitely being bold and brave. And again, so this is also unstoppable. Okay, almost every word on this card, you can see it in this card here, this leadership card. And I'm feeling like I feel like you transition from an ending into this new beginning just like seamlessly. I feel like you're walking away from something that just wasn't working for you for one reason or another. It wasn't feeding your soul, right? It wasn't your heart's desire. It may have been okay, but it wasn't bringing you that passion, okay? And I feel that once you walk through these trees here, then all of a sudden you're just magically walking into this leadership card. And things become much more balanced for you over here. Something I feel was off balance over here. And it's because you weren't feeling fulfilled. You weren't receiving what you needed to receive from this environment here. So you're changing your environment. You're going after something else. Prayer. Oh, interesting. Prayer, guardian angel, and number 1. So, okay. First of all, we're talking about your heart's desire, and look at right here. Her hands are like over the heart, right? So that's interesting. Also, I feel that there's something going on here with like bringing something to life, okay, which would be your heart's desire. The other thing that's interesting is that it's number 1. So you have ending here, you have leadership here, and then here you have your new beginning. It's so interesting to me. So definitely with guardian angel, okay, your guides are helping with your heart's desire. Your guardian angel is here. Remember the white tiger? I said that's like your spirit guide here, your guardian angel, whatever it is. You're not alone going on this path. This is something that I feel you're meant to do, something you're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. And I definitely feel like you will be successful with this new beginning. There was something flawed about where you're leaving. And that flaw can just be that you weren't receiving what you hoped to receive, or, your heart's desire. It just wasn't there. Something, you may have tried to make it happen over here, but it just, it would never happen here for one reason or another. And we may get more information on that as we go forward. We may not, but yeah, don't feel guilty about ending something, moving away from something. Don't feel any kind of negative emotions because it's meant to happen. You cannot get to where you want to go over here. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Okay, let's see what we have. All right, so we want to do this one first, I guess. Okay, so we have number 37. Oh, okay. Spiritual warrior, show you are a wise leader, command the universe. Wow. So you have, I am bold, I am brave, and here, command the universe. Now, what's interesting about this is that you have this great protector here. Okay, so you have this lion here protecting the lamb. So definitely you are being protected as you go forward. And I feel that, you know, you have the lion, you have the tiger over here. So there's great power regarding whatever it is that's in your heart, whatever it is that you want to see happen, that you will make happen. Because I feel like this unicorn up here is your idea, your vision, your goal, okay? And didn't I say something earlier where your goal, your vision may be a little bit different than like other people might be like, oh, that's interesting. How are you going to make that happen? So it could be a little bit off the beaten path, your idea. And I'm seeing like, that's fine. You have this unique idea, and that is part of why it's going to be so successful, because it is a unique idea and you have exactly what it takes. Like your vision is perfect. Okay. You may need to change a little bit here and there, but I'm seeing that it's like, it's just perfect. It embodies everything that you need going forward. And then we have refreshing oasis. Yeah. It's number 18, refreshing oasis, nurture yourself, gather your strength. And why is it a refreshing oasis? Because here something came to an end, right? This was not nurturing. Okay, this was not refreshing. This was kind of stale, may have been boring. So for instance, let's say that you were working a 9-to-5 job over here. This is just an example. It's just an easy one. You're like, oh, if I have to go in one more day and sit in that cubicle from 9 to 5, I can't do it anymore, right? Because you want something off the beaten path, right? You want to do something a little bit different. Just an example. But what we have here is that when you come into your own power, when you start doing your own thing with the leadership card, is a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, I can breathe again. I'm enjoying life again. I can do what I want. And you become more grounded, and I feel like you also become much more in tune with your intuition. Not that you weren't before, but it just gets more, like you can access it much easier, okay? And then, so I feel that you could be going through a little bit of a process here with ending, right? You're leaving something behind, you're moving on from that, and then you may take a little time out to cleanse your energy. But then you gather your strength, and then you're this warrior energy here, okay? And that's when you have the lion and the tiger energy. So you really are unstoppable, like your card says here. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Group number 2. So we have the 5 of Wands. So, this is really interesting that the 5 of Wands is coming underneath the ending card, because this is what I was feeling with where you were before. There was some kind of conflict in the environment that you were in before, or the fact that the environment that you were in is not where you were supposed to be, could have been causing a lot of conflict within yourself, within your soul, within your mind. And that's why you decided to move on from this environment. That maybe there was nothing wrong with the environment, but it just wasn't for you. okay? What you're looking for is what you're finding, okay? Because here, when we look at the picture here, it's like, do you see the reflection, how it's slightly different, just basically with the color? But what you're looking for, I feel your prayer is being answered and you're being guided on this new journey with this prayer card. And what you're going to find is exactly what you've been looking for. And then the environment, along with your mind, your energy, your spirit, your soul, everything is in alignment. Okay, everything is flowing. So it's also interesting that you have this card right next to this card with the cats on both cards, and they look very, very similar to each other. These two look similar, and these two look similar. So yeah, I feel that there's something going on here where, I mean, it could be soul searching. It could just be, you know, maybe the environment that you were in here had a lot of promises. And then you realize, yeah, that didn't really come to fruition, so I'm just going to move on. You know, but whatever's happening here, I feel that you are taking leadership in directing your life where you want to see it. So making the decision for something to come to an end, and you know, taking direction from your spirit guides, from your soul, from your intuition, and starting something new. Okay, what else do we have? The Queen of Wands, yeah, exactly, because you weren't passionate about where you were here. In fact, it was quite the opposite of passion. You felt like your soul was just being suffocated. And so what you're stepping into now, you have more control over the environment. You have control over what you do, what you want to do, what is going to evolve, right? So yeah, I feel like you're truly taking ownership of your life, taking ownership of your goals, and you're going to make great things happen, okay? Because there's a lot of growth here. You're very, very focused. Do you see there's an eye right here? I don't know if you can see that, but right here, there's an eye. And I don't know if that's coming into focus. And so there's an eye here. And so I feel that you have this like direct line of sight, being very, very focused with what you want to see happen. And the universe is going to reward that. Absolutely. The Six of Wands. What did I just say? The universe is going to reward you taking that leap of faith, you starting something new. So the Six of Wands, this is a victory card. This is finding your place and gathering things along the way for what you need to be successful. Now, I feel that you didn't necessarily waste time here. I feel there was something valuable that you got out of what you're ending, okay? So that could be that it was a placeholder for you to be there until something else opens up for you. It could be that you learned a skill. Maybe you made an important contact there. Maybe you were taking care of things you needed to take care of there, right? That could be any number of things. Maybe you learned what you don't want in your life, therefore you're taking a leap of faith and you're going after what you do want, okay? So yeah, I feel where you were, there was something that you gained from being there. And you may or may not know that right now. If you don't know it now, I feel like you will understand it later. It will all make sense. But yeah, that was not a waste of time. So if you feel like that was a waste of time, Spirit is saying that it was not. Yeah, the Fool card. Haven't I been talking about taking a leap of faith? And what I love so much is that this Fool card is literally below number 1, which is prayer. So this is a new beginning. Obviously, it's number 1, right? So if you haven't taken that leap of faith yet, Spirit says you should definitely think about taking that leap of faith, okay? If you get one foot up and you're about to take that leap of faith and you're like, oh no, I'm scared, and then you kind of reel back in and you're like, nope, not yet. The Spirit is saying, choose to be unstoppable, like your card says here, right? Your passion is your power. The Queen of Wands is very, very passionate about this vision that she has, okay? And I feel you are as well. So be bold, be brave, take a deep breath, take that leap of faith, and go after your heart's desire, okay? Because your spirit guides are there helping you. Like literally prayer is guardian angel, okay? So you have a guardian angel who is there protecting you, supporting you, guiding you, giving you messages, right? Okay. The Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're going to be successful. Slowly but surely things are going to manifest. Things are coming into fruition for you. So, you know, I love how this card is below you, show you are a wise leader and command the universe right here, because this is a visual for you to see that Spirit is saying, look, if you put the energy into this, you're going to see results. You're going to be very happy with these results. This could be something that's going to bring in money for you. And I feel that there could be a learning process here because this is something new. So even if this is something that you've been doing for a while, but now you're saying, okay, I'm going to turn my passion into a side hustle and then into a business and so on and so forth. There could be little, you know, things within the dynamic that need to be changed a little bit, that you need to shift a little bit. And so, yeah, you still have things to learn, but are you ready for this new adventure? Absolutely you are. Yes, for sure. And if you've already taken steps toward this new adventure, Spirit is saying that things are slowly but surely coming together for you, okay? Whatever this is that you're doing, it's going to pick up speed. But yeah, you're making progress. There's a lot of progress that's going on here. And I feel that Spirit is helping you see what else needs to be done. You see there's two eyes here. There's one right here and there's one right here. So I feel like you have like this guide in front of you and behind you. So you have a guide kind of pushing you along, you know, like gently, you know, nudging you along, kind of whispering in your ear saying, yeah, you've got this. That's the right move. Go there, do this. And then you have a guide in front of you who's kind of guiding you down this path. So yeah, you have great success that's coming in. A lot of success. Okay, what else do we have? The Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Okay. So there is something going on here where there's like the perfect timing. Okay. I feel there's something with timing happening here. I feel you left this situation at the perfect time. Like I said, for some of you, this was a placeholder because this Wheel of Fortune hadn't shown up yet. I feel also you may be getting a really big opportunity with this Wheel of Fortune. So you could be meeting somebody at the right time. You could see an opening in an industry at the right time. You could be starting something at the perfect time so that it just blows up, right? And very, very quickly as well. I feel that it starts off slow in the beginning, but then with this Wheel of Fortune, something happens, something kind of takes over this whole process where you're getting a big break or something like that. And then your success is like multiplied. So we have the Tower card. Isn't this interesting that it's going to be placed right here, right below ending 5 of Wands in the Tower? Or, well, obviously the Tower, that's what I was talking about. But what I should have said is if you look at this row, right, ending 5 of Wands, Tower. So what do we have here is, you know, like I was saying, there was something going on with the 5 of Wands within this environment that you're leaving where it wasn't fulfilling. You may have tried to make progress there, but I feel your progress was blocked. And some of you chose to leave this environment, and others of you, the environment decided that it was time for you to leave. Okay, whatever it was, it could have been anything. For some of you, that was the moment that you decided, that you made up your mind, okay, I'm going to pursue what I want to pursue. I'm going to pursue that thing I've always wanted to do in my life. This is the perfect time for me to make that happen. And then others of you, maybe went through a little bit of a process with the Five of Wands. Maybe you were going back and forth in your mind, trying to figure out, why did this happen? You know, what's going on here? And then you had a flash of intuition where the universe said, hey, see, this was your spirit guide helping you with your heart's desire, where you had this flash of intuition, which said, hey, this would be the perfect time for you to do that thing you've always wanted to do because of this ending here, okay? So for some of you, this Tower card was a way to wake you up to the possibilities that you didn't see before. And then others of you, it was just the perfect opportunity for you to say, you know what, I'm out of here. Let me do what I want to do. So, and if this hasn't happened yet, don't fear the Tower, because it's just releasing and opening up space in your life for you to pursue your heart's desire. And you're very, very protected. Remember that you have guardian angel here. You have the big lion protecting the lamb here. This over here, the white lion, is your guardian angel, your spirit guide. So you're very, very protected. Okay. Very protected going forward. The Queen of Cups. Yeah. Because, you know, I feel now, look how we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands here. So it seems like there was something that was blocking your essence, blocking your true self. It could definitely have been blocking your creativity, your spark. It could have even been blocking your focus in general, just because it's not where you were supposed to be, right? And so now what's happening after this Tower card, after the ending, I feel that you have looked at the situation, you've evaluated things, and you've come up with a plan to move forward. And I feel just already, even after this ending, a lot of you are feeling a sense of relief. And some of you may not be feeling relief with this ending and you're a little confused, but I feel what's happening is very, very quickly you are feeling relief and you're like, oh, it's actually a blessing in disguise. I'm so glad that's over. So now I can kind of reevaluate things and figure out, where do I go from here? Okay. But yeah, things just get better and better and better for you from this point forward. See, the Knight of Cups. What have I been telling you? Haven't I been saying that? I mean, obviously we're looking at your heart's desire, but even looking at your cards here, right? The Fool card, the Leadership card, the Queen, and the Queen of Wands and Cups, and the Fool, you know, all of this. You're going after something that will bring you joy, okay? And with that, there's a lot of abundance that's coming in. This is a very, very lucky time for you, okay? I feel that you will be rewarded for going after what it is that will make you happy. Some of you, you're pursuing your destiny, right? Some of you will be accomplishing something that you were supposed to accomplish in this lifetime, which is going to be very rewarding in itself, but the universe will also reward that, you know, rewarding that you are pursuing your natural gifts, a natural talent, an interest that you have, a goal that you have, whatever it is for you, you're going to be rewarded for that. The Judgment card, exactly what I was saying with the Tower card here. You received some sort of signal, a sign. You were like, you couldn't ignore it anymore, because the longer you stayed in this ending card, this Five of Wands card, the louder and louder and louder the Judgment card would get. And what I mean by that, if you don't know what the Judgment card is so you have the Five of Wands here. So this can be a very difficult card where things are not working. You're trying to get your point across and no one's listening. There's a lot of infighting. There's a lot of chaos. So this can be within your mind. This can be in a group of people. It can be in any situation. Now, let's say that you were in a job that was becoming increasingly difficult to deal with. Maybe you had a boss or people, you know, coworkers on your team, whatever it is, and it was just becoming unbearable. You couldn't get any work done. No one's listening to you. You tried to get a promotion, you were passed up, you know, whatever it is in your particular case. And it doesn't even have to be work related. I'm just using this as an example. Now, with the Tower card and the Judgment card, if you did not make the choice to accept that this has to come to an end and it's leading you into creating your own situation, then what would happen would be the Tower card, where it would get so bad that you would either be pushed out the door or something would happen where you would end up quitting because you would be so angry one day, you'd say, okay, that's it, I quit, right? Or they would say, okay, you know what, we're gonna have to let you go. Because this trumpet that the Judgment card has here, it would get louder and louder and louder to the point where you just can't ignore it anymore. So that's one option. And then others of you felt the Five of Wands and you're like, okay, that's it, I'm out. And there may have been one final thing that happened with the Tower card where you were like, oh, that's it, I can't stay here anymore. So either way, right, this difficult situation that you were in was there to wake you up to what you're supposed to be doing at this exact moment in your life, okay? And yeah, that's what we have here with this Judgment card. See, so now you have the Empress card. So this can definitely signify a new beginning. This definitely is something that you have been hoping for, something that you have been praying for, your heart's desire. And it's just like I've been telling you, you are going to achieve whatever this is, whatever your heart's desire is, you're going to achieve it, okay? There is a lot of potential here. And it's interesting that you have the Three of Pentacles above the Empress because they're both threes. Okay, the Empress is number 3, and then obviously the Three of Pentacles. And so what that's telling me is that, well, hold on a second. Also, you have number 37, so there's another 3 there. Okay, so what that's telling me, especially with 37 equaling 10, is that you're starting something new, okay? So you have one here that also corresponds with that. You're starting something new. There is a lot to figure out with this, like regarding your plan going forward. So I do feel like there's a lot of work that's going to be going into this. And it doesn't have to be related to work, although it definitely could be with the Three of Pentacles here. So when I say work, I'm talking about figuring things out, writing things down, researching things. How am I going to go about this? How am I going to make this happen? Who do I need to talk to? Where do I need to go? You know, these type of things. And things are slowly but surely coming together for you. So you definitely have this new beginning. You have an ending, a new beginning. And it's going to be such a breath of fresh air. Okay? I mean, night and day from where you were before. Everything that you've dreamed of, everything that your heart's desire encompasses, that is what I'm seeing with the Empress card here. So you're very comfortable. You're comfortable in your environment. You're comfortable definitely financially, especially because the Empress is connected to the Three of Pentacles. You're going to feel more grounded. You're going to feel an abundance of happiness. I feel like you haven't quite felt comfortable in this environment for a while. That's going to change for you. I feel like you're making the rules now also, like you're saying when you want to do things, you're making things happen the way you want them to happen, okay? And anyone around you is listening to you. Anyone around you is very receptive to your ideas and your words, your spoken word. Yeah, you have the Page of Wands. So this is you. You know, so this can represent you deciding, I can't be here anymore. I need to leave this and take a leap of faith. This can also represent you exploring your options if the Tower card happened to you. So the Tower card did happen, but whether or not you facilitated the Tower by realizing that you needed this to come to an end, or if the Tower was like, okay, we're going to do this for you. Either way, you still had that Tower moment with the Judgment card. And so if, let's say, if you lost your job or if something came to an end, with the Page of Wands, I see you exploring things, figuring out what are my options going forward. So this is happening before the Fool card. Okay, it doesn't matter that it's placed over here. It's happening before the Fool card. What would bring me balance in my life? What would bring me happiness? You know, things like that. And so with the Page of Wands, do you see how it's right below the Wheel of Fortune? So this thought process, Spirit is saying, hey, you're on the right track. You're following your destiny, your heart's desire. This is exactly where you're supposed to be at exactly the right time. Look at the snake here. There's huge, huge, huge transformation and a lot of growth going forward. So I feel that for any, well, actually, no, regardless of what your situation is, I feel that there's something happening fairly soon for you regarding a path forward, regarding something about this shift, okay? And it's definitely your guides are helping you. So it could be that you are going to have a conversation with somebody that gets things started, that jumpstarts things, or, you know, figuring out what that last thing is that needs to click into place, right? But things are definitely going to start moving a bit quicker for you from this point forward, okay? So just remember, your prayers are being answered. Your heart's desire is coming into fruition. I wish you so much luck with this. So if you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the green Goldstone, and your card is Hummingbird and Miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing with this card is the miracles. And our topic is your guides are helping with your heart's desire. So I feel that your guides are helping to bring in a miracle regarding your situation, okay? This is something that will nourish your soul. I feel like you're being guided somewhere where you will find peace. You'll find a lot of joy. I feel that you will love where you're going. And I feel there's also a lot of abundance here. And with abundance, I feel that abundance is the joy. It is being very happy, but it's also, I feel an abundance of positive energies around you. And I feel there is absolutely something connected to money here, because I did hear the money before I even started talking about the abundance. So yeah, some of you may be getting into like a healing career, okay? So that could be, you know, anything. It's like natural. I'm picking up something about like natural modalities, something like that, where you really resonate with other people and you have some sort of skill or something that you can offer other people. You can help other people. And, you know, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be that you're shifting in a new direction in your life, or you're about to start something new. And it's going to bring you so much joy that you kind of sprinkle that joy in any environment that you're in. So any people that you encounter, you kind of sprinkle that joy around just because you're so fulfilled and you're vibrating on such a high level. Okay, but yeah, I definitely feel at least some of you are going into like a healing field. So this could be, you know, like herbal therapies. This could be naturopath, functional medicine. It could be Reiki, acupuncture, massage therapy, physical therapy, you know, anything kind of where you're helping other people. It could even be something to do with like social work or something like that, where you're helping people get services or get into homes or something like that. So yeah, definitely very, very positive energy. And I definitely feel like you're spreading that energy around. What else can you tell us? Okay. I feel like you have 3 cards. Okay. You know, also with the hummingbird, I feel like you will be given the tools and the knowledge to accomplish what you want. And you're also going to be intuitively guided as far as where you go from here. Okay, definitely you're going to be intuitively guided with the hummingbirds. Ooh, look at that. You have change, higher self. And this is also number 13. So that corresponds to the death card. So death, rebirth, transition. Yeah, because I don't know if I said this, but when I was talking about some of you going into a healing field, it's like you're leaving something and going into the healing field. So, and it doesn't have to be that that's what you're doing. It, like I said, it could just be that you're going to be so much happier where you're going that you're sprinkling kindness and you're sprinkling positive vibes everywhere you go. Okay. But yeah, you definitely have a change going on in your life right now. And it definitely has to do with something that you have passion for. And you might not know what that is yet. Some of you are in a state of transition and you don't know what the road ahead looks like. However, you have the hummingbirds here. Hummingbirds always know where to go intuitively. They know which flowers they're supposed to, get the nectar from. They intuitively know that. So if you don't know yet, Spirit tells me that you absolutely will, okay? And if you're already right here, just know that you're on the right track. If you're waiting for a miracle to happen so that you can break out of this, miracles, okay? Miracles will bless your life. See, you have community and runner guides. It's number 56. Remember, I was talking about you could be giving back to the community. I mean, I use different words, but offering some type of service. You could be going into a healing field, even, like I said, social service, something like that, right? So that's one thing. But what I'm seeing also is that you're very supported. Okay, you will be around like-minded people. People will appreciate you. People will appreciate your hard work. And there's something going on here where it's like the energy just flows and it allows you to grow into this new area in your life. And you also contribute so much to this new community where you're going. Oh, I'm also picking up very, very strongly that you will have a human guide where you're going. So a spirit guide in human form. So this could be like a mentor. This could be someone who shows up to kind of boost you up and help you along the way. Yeah, absolutely. So we have, okay, so this is interesting. We have survival and healer guides number 30. So there's a couple things going on here. First of all, healer guides. So remember I was saying some of you are going into a healing field to help other people. And some of you are going to be going into that field because you healed yourself, because you were in survival mode and you were able to, bring about changes in your life, and now you want to help other people. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing I'm getting with survival is that you could be in survival mode right now, and you may need a miracle to get you out of survival mode. Okay, now what's interesting about the change card and the survival card is you have change here, which is number 13. I said that corresponds to the death card in the tarot deck, right? But death means rebirth, okay? So then you have community. So this is representing your spirit guides for one, right? Other things that I mentioned. And then number 30. So this is indicating that you're about to start something new, a new chapter, okay? So your miracle is coming in the middle here between death and rebirth. So if you have any doubt about, is this going to happen for me? You don't have to fear that it may not happen, because it's absolutely going to happen. You have help that is on the way. What else can you tell us for group number 3? Okay, so I guess you have 3 cards because Those three wanted to come out. I was only going to take two, but the universe had other plans. Okay, number 10. So first of all, this is number 10. So that is definitely another sign. Spirit is saying, hey, you're about to transition from this cycle that you're in right here. Access your gifts, explore your treasure chest, accept who you really are. Do you see what I'm saying? Some of you have this amazing talent or a gift or something that you're supposed to be offering to other people. Look, there's an instrument here. Maybe you're a musician. Because, you know, music is healing too. So I left that out earlier, but it could be a talent that you have, like music. Music is very, very healing, right? It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be in the healing arts at all. But what I'm saying is, like, you're somehow uplifting people. You're making a difference. And you have so much good luck with this transformation. Like, you have the dragonfly here. It's really, really, really powerful, whatever this is that you have going on. And I definitely feel like you have some sort of talent in your soul that you're supposed to be pursuing in this lifetime. Your heart's desire. It's something that you're very, very gifted with or at, or however you want to word that regarding your particular situation. So then we have number 2, pure intention, find clarity, surrender your ego. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, especially with the change card here and survival. Okay, so if you're in survival mode, Spirit is saying here that you need to, you know, calm down, listen to your heart center, right? And find clarity regarding your situation, because I feel that there could be something that you're not seeing right now. And the reason why you're not seeing it is because your third eye could be blocked because you're so anxious, because you might be in survival mode, right? So Spirit says that just, you know, calm your nerves as much as possible, and your guides will help you with what is missing, right? Letting go of your fears. Your guides are definitely going to help you with answers as far as, like, how do you move forward from this point? Okay. There's something about survival. What is it about? There's enough for you. There will be enough for you. It's not too late. Okay, we'll see if that comes through later on. Okay, see, this is interesting. You have number 31. Didn't you have 30 somewhere? Am I making that up in my head? Oh my gosh, the one I was just touching. Okay, so this is 30, survival. And then you have number 31 here, cosmic emerald, create perfect health, access divine abundance. Okay, so there's a couple things happening with this card. No wonder you needed 3 cards, or 3 cards wanted to come out. Okay, so the first thing I'm feeling here is that if you are having difficulties with your own health, that is going to change for you, okay? I am not a doctor, so consult your doctor. I am just speaking about what this card is saying here, okay? So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, remember how I keep saying something about you could be helping to heal other people. You could be offering some sort of service to other people, which will help them with their health, with their body, with getting things balanced for them, right? And then access divine abundance. I feel like there is something within you, something to do with your life purpose that will help other people somehow. And like I said, it could just be that you find your purpose, right? Your heart's desire, you make it happen, the universe helps you, your spirit guides help you, and you are so fulfilled, you're so happy. Let's say that whatever it is that you want to do, you make a lot of money doing that, and you are happy, you're very fulfilled, and because you are so happy and fulfilled, you want to spread the love. So maybe you donate to people, maybe you help people, with food or, whatever it is. So that could be it also, where you're helping other people. You're helping other people heal on some level. Maybe you're going to be a therapist. Maybe you're going to, do something. So what your purpose is doesn't necessarily have to be in the healing arts. It could have nothing to do with that. But what I see happening, if it's not connected to that, is that you're healing your soul, you're healing your own heart, and along the way, you have the ability to offer something to other people out of the kindness of your heart, okay? Yeah, it's like you're just spreading the love and the joy. So let me move these down because you have 2 extra cards. So we definitely need to make some room here. And look at the green in these 2 cards, and it's connected to community. Very interesting. Definitely interesting. Okay, so I believe we'll have room for your tarot cards. Let's move this over just a little bit more so we can see a little bit more of your cards, your tarot cards. All right. You have so many cards up on top. The universe is talking to you today. Okay, so you'll be able to see a little bit of your tarot cards here. What else can you tell? Oh, okay, your cards are ready. So let's get started. Okay, the 2 of Cups. Yeah, exactly. This makes so much sense to me. Let me place your cards here. Yeah, so you can still see them. Okay. Do these need to come down a little bit? Yeah, you can't even see your numbers. So let's move these down a little bit. Okay, so you have the 2 of Cups. What is happening here is that things are coming together for you. Everything that you've been looking for, you're finding. There could be some agreement, some contract that you will be signing, because if we look at this card, we see this person reaching out, like they're actually both reaching out to each other. So there could be some partnership, something like that happening here, okay? What I'm also seeing here is a partnership in something that you are offering other people, where other people are coming to you for a service or for knowledge, for information that you have, for guidance, something like that. So you could be like your heart's desire could have something to do with offering a service to other people, offering something like, so I guess that the best way to say what I'm seeing in my mind would be like if you're doing something like on YouTube or something like, or any other type of, social media app or something like that, where you're putting something out there and other people are seeing it, right? So something like that I feel is going on here, but definitely it could be that you're offering a service to other people. People are coming to you for a very specific reason. And I feel like whatever this is with this new beginning, it doesn't have to be exactly what I just said, but whatever this new beginning is, I feel that there's a lot of word of mouth about who you are, what you're doing, what you're offering, and the difference that you are making, okay? The 6 of Wands, you are going to be so successful. You're going to be very, very successful. There's something here about the way that you go about this, whatever it is that you are starting here, this new beginning for you, your heart's desire, you give it your all, right? You're giving it 1000% of your energy, and it shows, okay? You're giving a lot of care to something. Like I said, remember how I said you're sprinkling positivity everywhere you go? I feel that's exactly what's happening here. The reason why is, first of all, because you're in your energy, right? You're in the energy of your heart's desire here. So if you have any doubts here with the change card, like, am I going to make this happen? Because I feel right now you're in a difficult place, okay? Or maybe just transitioning is a little bit difficult for you. It's not always going to be that way, okay? So you're going to be successful. And because you're living your truth, you're living what it is that you are supposed to be doing in this lifetime, your energy just like leaves this little, love dust everywhere you go, because it's like you're so happy. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here also, is that your energy is just radiating from you, and people notice that. So yeah, it could be word of mouth, or it could just be that you're leaving like these little gifts everywhere that you go. The Hierophant, yes. So what I see with the Hierophant is that you're pursuing your highest good. You're pursuing something that was written in your soul contract before you came into this lifetime. And I feel that's also why you have this miracle, okay? Because this is what you were meant to be doing. And for some of you, you had to go through a very, very dramatic change, which we see over here, in order to kind of wake you up to your true potential, in order to wake you up to what your true purpose is. And I feel that you have so much support around you. The Five of Swords. So do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how this connects into what I've been saying, where you're leaving something behind, something that I feel you were in a place where I'm picking up an energy of you were trying to be as productive as possible, but you were always up against something. There was always like, I feel like the environment you were in, it feels like you, and this may be literal for some of you, or it could just be metaphorical, because it feels like you were in a job or in a community of people, and there was one bad apple in that community or in that job, the environment, wherever you were, and it was so toxic. It was like, ugh, I can't be here, right? And no matter how hard you tried to get along with this person or to, show up as your best self, it was never good enough. But I feel like you were put there so that you would explore exactly why you're here. Do you see how the Five of Swords is below? Access your gifts, explore your treasure chest, accept who you truly are. This is not your true environment. Not at all. This is right here with this Two of Cups. So it's interesting what you have going on here. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, see, you have the Eight of Swords. So do you see what I'm saying? How this is not where you are supposed to be. And so I feel that what happened for some of you is that you felt like you didn't belong here. So then all of a sudden, maybe you weren't here anymore, but then you still feel stuck because you don't know what to do. You're like, okay, well, I'm not here anymore, but now I'm stuck here. I was once stuck here, and now I'm just stuck here. Kind of like you may be feeling like you're stuck in the cocoon here, right? But what's happening here is you're developing your wings. Do you see how this person has wings here? And so I feel that it's not too long before you break out of the cocoon and spread your wings and fly into this new that you have here. And you're gonna, when you get out of this cocoon and you're like, oh my gosh, I have wings, I can fly now. What happens is you come directly into the hummingbird card, and the hummingbirds always know what to do. They always know where to fly to get the food that they need, to get the nutrients that they need. And they have those little wings go so fast. Okay. So I feel like once it clicks in your mind, literally everything falls into place for you, and it doesn't take that long for things to kind of evolve. Yeah, see the Five of Pentacles. Where you were, it wasn't fulfilling. There was something, even if you were in a community full of people, you felt kind of like an outsider. Maybe you felt like you didn't belong there, or you weren't receiving recognition or something like that. it just was not feeding your soul. Maybe there was nothing wrong there except that it wasn't feeding your soul. And you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I need to figure out where I should be, where I do belong. Okay. So you're coming out of this time of being very uncomfortable. Okay. And even if you, like I said, if you come out of this situation, you're still uncomfortable for a little bit until you figure things out. But that's where your spirit guides come in. They're helping you realize this right here. You have some sort of talent, some sort of gift that you were born with. That is what you should be doing, or something, related to that somehow. And you're going to make a huge difference in people's lives. Yeah, for sure. The Seven of Swords. So with the Seven of Swords, there's a couple things going on here. First of all, you have what it takes to accomplish this goal. Just because you haven't done this before doesn't mean that you cannot accomplish this. You also did not waste time where you were. So let's say some of you have been, let's just use an easy example. Let's say that you were in a career for 20 years, maybe even longer, or maybe just 2 years for you. Time is relative, so it depends on what you think is a long time, okay? And maybe you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm this certain age. Am I really going to change my career now? Okay, so that's kind of the energy that I'm getting from the Seven of Swords, one of the energies anyway. And Spirit is saying, look, it's never too late. It is never too late to pursue a passion that you have and to accomplish what you came to this earth to accomplish. It is never too late. So if you have any doubts about, can I do this? Will I be successful? That's where your spirit guides come in. And, the Seven of Swords below the Two of Cups, what I'm seeing here, Spirit is saying with this card here, pure intention, find clarity, surrender your ego. So your ego could be the Seven of Swords here, creating a sense of imposter syndrome. Like, oh, let's say that you want to create a business within the healing field, right? So you want to become an acupuncturist and you're like, oh my gosh, can I make it through school? Will I get clients? What if I go through school and then I don't have clients? So you want to surrender those fears and give that to the universe, because this is an amazing new beginning. I mean, I'm seeing it here. People are coming to you. People are guided to you. Okay, your energy is attracting people that need a service that you're offering, or whatever it is that your heart's desire is here. So yeah, I think that covers everything with the Seven of Swords. Let's see what else we have. The Six of Swords, you see? So what's happening with the Six of Swords? I see you, first of all, leaving a toxic situation that was wasting your time. I mean, I don't want to say it was wasting your time, but if you stayed there forever, that could have been a waste of time, okay? But it's never too late to leave that situation, okay? So that's number one. Number two, I'm seeing you leaving this thought process, leaving your ego behind, trusting your intuition, allowing your spirit guides to guide you. That's exactly what's happening here. Your spirit guide is guiding you in this boat, okay? I'm also seeing that you are exiting a situation that was really draining to you, that was, for some of you, it was toxic, whatever it was just very, very limiting. And look at what you're walking into, the Six of Wands, which is that success, okay? And you're building a community around you. The Knight of Cups. I love this because the Knight of Cups, you're pursuing something that's in your heart. You took a deep breath and you are really brave and you said, I'm going to make these changes in my life. The other thing I'm getting with the Knight of Cups is that you receive something that you need, which would be this cup here, to go forward, to jumpstart you on this journey. And you're going to be guided all along the way. Like, you may feel like you're alone as you go on this journey, especially with the Five of Pentacles. You may feel like you're doing this on your own, that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone on your own, but you have a guide here, okay? You have the horse here, you have your guide here. You are not alone going through this. You are going to survive this transition, and you're going to thrive, really, really thrive. And I feel also create perfect health. I feel that's, also speaking to creating this perfect environment around you where your energy is just flowing and everything about your heart's desire is falling into place. Therefore, you have this perfect health, right? There's perfect balance. You're very happy. There's abundance. All of those things kind of fall into line for you. The Queen of Pentacles. Do you see what I'm saying? This is a massive success card, and it's like it keeps flowing. Okay, the little bunny rabbit here means like there's a lot of productivity, there's a lot of action happening. So it continues. It's not, so if you're worried, will I be successful? Yes. Will you be continually successful? Yes. And the reason why is because, like, let's say you're offering a service to people, and that doesn't have to be what's going on. I'm just using an example with the hummingbirds here. People will know that if they go to you for this service, you will have the ability to create what they are looking for. Okay. For some of you, there's something about her hair that is really standing out to me. Some of you might want to get into beauty school or something like that, with like aesthetics or something like that. You will be successful. You will build a very, very successful business. So yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles, some of you will absolutely be creating your own business, okay? Or you will be working for someone else, but it's more kind of like an independent contractor energy, something like that. Or maybe like you may have a boss, but you're kind of your own boss at the same time, if that makes any sense. Or maybe you're going to be running a company. Maybe you're an executive here. Whatever it is, nonprofit also just came to my mind. Some of you might be running a nonprofit, opening or owning a nonprofit, something like that is possible as well. Some of you will have your own healing business, but it's going to bring in a lot of money for you, whatever this is. It's bringing you abundance on multiple levels. So being very happy financially, and you're also growing something too. Whereas with the Five of Swords, there was no growth here. You had a huge roadblock right here. And what I'm hearing is that this roadblock, okay, this is going to sound strange to some of you. Okay. But you could have had a human who was a roadblock, who was actually a spirit guide in a sense, where if you were going in the wrong direction, you could have a spirit guide in disguise, where this person is putting up roadblocks to you to get you redirected to where you were supposed to be going. I know for some of you that's going to sound very, very strange, but I have actually seen this particular thing happen in my life and other people's lives, and I would swear to you that that person was a spirit guide without actually saying, hey, go in this different direction. They were trying to gently guide you in a different direction. So that's just my experience, okay? And I feel like that may have happened for some of you. But yeah, it's going to be completely opposite. Okay, so you have the Three of Swords. Now, look at where this is landing, right below the Eight of Swords, okay? So I feel that the Three of Swords is how you felt here when you were in the Eight of Swords. And I feel it was also with this Five of Swords energy. I feel like these are definitely connected. And also this, actually all of your sword cards are interconnected in this particular reading, as well as the Five of Pentacles. I feel especially that we're looking at your guides are helping with your heart's desire, okay? And what did I just say about this person being one of your guides? Okay. This is how your heart felt when you were stuck in this energy over here. Okay. When you were stuck in a situation that wasn't fulfilling. This person, if they were a spirit guide, they saw that your heart was breaking and that you did not belong here. So do you see what I'm saying? How that makes sense, that they were trying to redirect you, and that's why somebody could have come into your life that was just astronomically difficult, because that was like the universe trying to say, hey, you don't belong here. Where do you belong? And this is what was happening to your heart when you weren't pursuing your heart's desire. So this is changing. You're no longer stuck. Okay. You're getting clarity on where you're supposed to be going and what you're supposed to be doing. All right. So let's look at your last card. The Emperor. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? You are creating this life that you deserve for yourself. You're coming up with like this vision of where you're supposed to be. You're coming up with a plan. And you're implementing that plan. Look at these buildings in the background. You see that? Oh, I just heard some of you are going to start a business and you're going to franchise that business. Look at these buildings here. So some of you, let me expand on that a little bit. Some of you will literally start a business and then franchise it out, where other people pay to use your name, your company name, something like that. So something like that could be happening here with the franchise, but it could also be that you could own like a building or something like that, and you will lease out or rent out spaces in that building. So let's say if you go into like the healing arts, right? You may purchase a building, and then there's like different rooms in there that you can rent out to other people, which then brings in more money for you. Or maybe with the Queen of Pentacles, you might own like a beauty salon, and then you rent out booths or chairs or whatever you call it. Sorry, I'm not that well versed in like the wording of those things, but yeah, so you might rent out, something like that. So the other thing that I'm getting as we close out your reading with the Emperor is that I feel that there's huge expansion that goes on here. So you're going from survival mode, right, into this huge change. And then you're developing this new community. You're finding your gifts, right? And so I feel that you then enter what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. But I feel that that is just the beginning for you, because this is something that has potential to grow really, really big for you. And if you don't want it to grow that big, it doesn't have to. You can keep it more, like I'm going to use this example. You could keep it more small, like a boutique, okay? But if you want to expand it out and franchise it out, you will have that opportunity as well. So that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.